Hi, I am Alexandria Ingham from Claire and Jamie. How are you?
Good.
Hi, nice to
How are
meet you,
you? Nice to meet
Alexandria.
you.
Too. So I love, the it's not like that. There's just such a heart to the series. So where did the idea come from?
Well, it was, like a lot of the stuff that we write, it starts with something personal. So for us, uh it was connected to us personally, but also to some close friends and family. Kristen and I and my wife, we all had a friend who, oh, there's your guy.
Oh, sorry.
We all had we all had a friend from college who passed away suddenly from cancer and left a family behind. And then my wife and I had friends who we had made through our kids when they were very little, and who, that's always a unique experience, right? Like kind of becoming friends with people through your children, and they very suddenly got divorced. And in fact, the scene where Lori and Malcolm are on the couch together, and Lori is kind of going through the iPad of dating guys and hands to Malcolm, is like, just pick one. That actually happened to me. Like, our friend handed me her iPad. It's like, I can't, just pick one. And I just started mocking the guys. And then Kristen and I started talking about it. And just the more we talked, we were like, oh, there's a show there, like these two families going through this, and if there was a romantic through line that could drive the series, um it's just something real. It just felt like it had every element that we love to write, which is, all kinds of honest, emotional, dramatic stuff, but then all kinds of opportunities for very human comedy. Um so yeah, and then we wrote it.
And just like that.
Yes,
Exactly.
exactly.
um
And it's
uh
also our background in television was with Jason Katims and Parenthood, so it is our wheelhouse for sure, family content and relationship oriented.
And that's the thing, it's so relatable. Like, even if you've not been widowed, you've not been divorced, there is something about the series that is relatable, and that's what catches the heart. And I do want to touch on, the topic of grief in divorce. It's not one that is highlighted that much, but you do. So where did it come from to really, touch on that there is a strange grief in it?
cool.
Oh well, it's from personal experience for sure. As Ian said, knowing someone who was a young mother and and left two children and a husband behind, and um, drawing on. So from personal experience, I also think it was a unique opportunity to tell a grief story. From multiple perspectives. Each of these of Malcolm's kids are experiencing it in very different ways. They're very different kids. They're processing it in different ways. As a family, they're processing it. So it was just an opportunity, I think, to tell a kind of story we hadn't seen before, and also find some of the lightness around that space. So it's not just heavy, but they're in it together.
I think that's always been a place that Kristen and I have kind of, in the Venn diagram of all the
Yeah.
different kinds of things that we like, somehow like stories about death and grief. We wrote this movie Life as We Know It, and I remember when we pitched it to our agents were like, and it's a comedy? And we're like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. So the two dead people, their kid goes to, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, it'll be really funny. That's the easy. It'll be emotional, and then, like, so that for us has always been the fun, is writing something that um uh is hopefully honestly emotional, and then finding the comedy that lives within
Mhm.
those scenes. And certainly what we learned from working on Parenthood with Jason Katims, this was the original version of this pilot script was the first TV pilot we wrote, and we were lucky enough that it got into Jason's hands, and he hired us onto Parenthood off of it. And we just learned so much working on 22 episodes that first season that we were on of Parenthood, about living in the small moments of scenes, so that they resonate and feel bigger because we all have been there. We've all loved somebody, we've all had friends, lost friends, um, fallen in love, grieved. Like all of those things are universal, and so that's hopefully how people connect to it.
And let's talk about, because it is a romance at the heart of it,
Yeah.
but they're not looking for love. So, they're not at the beginning, they're not quite ready for it. They're not there. So talk about the development of that.
Well, that was one of the things that was so exciting about the concept is like these are two people who are finding an intimacy. When we drop in, it's been a few months since it's probably been about 9 or 10 months
Mm.
since his wife passed away and then her subsequent breakup and divorce, right? And the idea is they've been kind of getting their friendship has evolved because they've been helping each other kind of get through the summer, kind of in a weird way co-parent because these two families are so close. And so that kiss is something that they've kind of been building towards, but neither has wanted to acknowledge these feelings. They're just starting to happen. And then it just very naturally happens. And then it's like, oh, what have we done? What did we do? We just screwed everything up, didn't we? Or did we? And
Yeah.
that's the question that is driving the whole series, really, but certainly the whole first season is um, it was important to us to not play that conflict lightly, but to have our main characters, Malcolm and Laurie, both be aware that they've crossed a line and that there's all kinds of implications and complications by doing that. And so then, we want to play that out over time.
And then you got the whole thing of second chances. Like everyone's got a second chance, and it doesn't matter which character. All of them get it. So why is that important to show throughout for, not just your leads, but everyone?
Well, I mean, it's about, growth and survival. They all need to go on and have new life after this. And what that looks like is different for each of them. But hopefully there's empowerment and leaning on each other, and that there's emotion that's relatable for audiences watching at home, that they can really feel the hope of that journey. And yeah.
So just as my last question, because I'm running out of time, do you have plans for season two?
We are working on that.
Mhm.
We're certainly working on that. You'll see as the season progresses. We're not going to wrap everything up necessarily neat and nice. So yeah, fingers crossed. There'll be more seasons to come. That's the
and
goal.
and great stories for all the members of both our families.
Yes. So please watch. That's our hope. Everybody watches so that we're able to do that.
So it's not a limited series.
Oh
No,
God, no, not at all.
no,
No, listen, this is
limitless,
yes,
limitless.
limitless, exactly. You know.
Thank you so much for your time. I love it. There's so much
Uh,
heart to it. So thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Alexandria.
and
Lovely
thanks for
meeting you.
talking to us. We appreciate it.